My name is Liza Minnelli, and I got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Tony, creator of fine beauty products for the woman who prefers the natural look of beauty care at home. Tony. Live from New York, here is I've Got a Secret, starring Steve Allen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And the winner in Hollywood is... Just want to see if you're paying attention. We'll naturally be explaining in just a moment what all these handsome trophies are doing here. But first of all, let's meet the members of our panel. And first in line, we have Second Lieutenant Betsy Palmer of the United States Navy Nurses Corps. Welcome aboard, sir.
How do you do, sir?
And sitting next to her is Lieutenant Commander Bill Cullen, and next, Commodore Myerson, and finally, Vice Admiral Henry Morgan. Betsy, good luck at City Center in the opening of South Pacific.
Thank you very much.
But why are you in uniform tonight? The show doesn't open until Wednesday.
Because I have to scoot right over after here to go to our dress rehearsal. We open tomorrow night with a preview, and then our official opening is Wednesday night.
I see. Well, that explains that. Okay, now we'll explain the whole project here. If you're all set to play the game, we'll just get right to our first contestant. Make yourself comfortable, and tell us your name and where you're from.
I'm G.E. Wheeler from Bloomington, Illinois.
Mr. Wheeler is the principal of the Bloomington, Illinois High School, and he's here tonight to mark a very special occasion. In just a few minutes, he will be presenting these trophies that I've already mentioned to the team that won the Illinois State Basketball Championship for Bloomington High School. The entire team panel at this moment is backstage. But before we meet them, let's show the audience just what makes this occasion so special. The clue to Mr. Wheeler's secret panel concerns something about this team that I've just told you is backstage, and we'll start the game with Henry Morgan.
Are they girls?
No.
Ooh. Are they, is there something special about each of the five? Or all five? Something different about them?
Well, in a sense, but it's one of those questions that I wish you hadn't asked, Henry.
I retract the question.
All right, that's good.
Now for my next non-retractable question. Is this team very short?
No.
Are they all honor students?
No.
Sir, boy, that covers about everything I know about basketball.
Saved by the bell. $20 down, we go to Betsy.
Mr. Wheeler, does it have anything to do with their age? Ages? It does.
In a sense, yes.
Yes. Are they older than most people who play basketball?
Yes.
Are they people who have been out of school for quite some time?
Yes.
Are they all 90?
No.
80?
No.
You don't have to get their ages.
I don't have to get their ages
no.
exactly? Well, then these are older people than should be playing basketball, but they've won the whole scene, and so you're going to give them the... No, that's not it.
You're definitely headed in the right direction there, Betsy, but took a little left turn. Bill Cullen?
These are all people who have been out of school for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Can I guess maybe in the service? Or out anyway. They've come back to school, and they are now older than the average high school student.
And boy, do they get winded in a hurry, I'll tell you. 3 minutes of rough play and they're out of the game.
Are they all in their 30s?
No.
I don't have to know how old they are, do I?
It would help, but you don't have to get the exact number.
Well, are they...
They're all over 65.
Well, are they over 30?
You bet.
Over 30 high school champions?
Nobody said high
Yes.
school?
Yes,
Really?
he said Bloomington, Illinois. High school. Over 40?
It's a pretty tough school. It's really tough to graduate from that one, boy. $60 done. Huh?
Is
It is a high school indeed, yes. There's a little factor you're not thinking of, Bess.
Mr. Wheeler, are these older people connected with the school in any way?
No, not present.
Were they ever?
Yes.
Are they alumni?
Yes.
Are they related to, would they be parents or grandparents of it? No. They're alumni, and that's it. They're alumni, and they're all women.
Yes, Bill?
We have one guess, and it's silly, and I apologize, Mr. Wheeler, in advance. Are these people in an institution?
From Joliet, Illinois. He knows Joliet. He knows where it is.
No, they're not. You're right, Bill. That was silly. You're absolutely right.
Joliet.
No, panel, here's the story. And you were circling around it there, getting very close. I'll read the inscription on one of these trophies. It says, to Bloomington High School State Championship Basketball Team, 55th Reunion.
Oh,
We're about to meet the entire championship team of 1910. Here they are. Gentlemen, so that we can meet all of you individually, I'm just going to ask each of you to give your name, your position, what you do for a living these days or have been doing in your present hometown.
Fred W. O'Rourke, Bloomington, Illinois.
You do comedy now, is that right?
I'm afraid I'm enjoying this. Attorney at law and center on the team.
Walter Sutherland, Kenilworth, Illinois. Retired newspaperman with the Chicago American.
Sir?
Byron H. Ben Darsh from Panama City, Florida. I was a forward on the baseball team.
The basketball team.
The basketball.
That's all right. And now this gentleman.
Harold Hufford, Little Silver, New Jersey. I'm associated with the Adams Real Estate Agency in New Shrewsbury, New Jersey. I was a forward.
I see. And this man?
I'm Adley Rust of Bloomington, Illinois. I'm chairman of the board of the State Farm Insurance Companies, and I was a guard on the team.
I see. Well, gentlemen. Is this the entire team? What about substitutes?
Substitutes, why don't you tell them about it?
Well, we seldom use it. We usually played the whole game.
In those days, it was a rough game. You had to play pretty much all the way through. The game, you know, was invented in 1901, so I guess you fellas played with the original rules, huh?
Yes, we do. It was a scrappier, faster game, we think, in those days, instead of now where you make a basket and hand the other team the ball and ask him to.
I see. What was the average score of what was the score of the game that won the championship for you? Do you recall?
I believe it was 34 to 27.
34 to 27. Typical score in those days. Well, now I know all of you want to see, in fact, you'll be fascinated, because I've seen this picture, to see just how the fellas looked at the time they won the championship. And we happen to have a picture of them all together, and here it is. Now, panel, this particular spot is not quite over. Here's a little bit of a challenge for you additionally. I'm going to ask you, we'll start with Betsy. Betsy, you pick out one of these men, and let's take the first gentleman in line here. Tell him where he should stand to stand in front of his own picture as a young man. Stand in front of number 1, would you, sir? And the next gentleman, Bill Cullen. Would you position this gentleman in the correct spot?
It has to be one of the forwards, so I'll say number 4.
All right, stand at number 4, sir. And the next gentleman?
Steve, I would ask the gentleman to stand in front of number 5, please.
Number 5. That's the man who played basketball and baseball, evidently. And here's our 4th man in line. Where should he go, Henry?
How many people are for number 3? All right, then.
Yes, number 3, you're right.
No.
Yes.
No,
What do you say, Henry?
all right, the next gentleman is number 2.
Yeah.
That's right.
The
This
next
man is
gentleman
number 2.
is, that's
All
number
right.
2, yes.
And then, of course, our 5th man can only take the remaining place.
I don't care what he is.
That
It's not that in
gentleman
that
by number
picture.
3.
No fist fighting on the air, please. It's not nice.
That's number 2.
All right, now, gentlemen.
I don't care
Gentlemen.
what he looks like the picture.
Lieutenant, and shut. As you were. All right. Now, gentlemen, the panel has positioned you as best they can, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. If you're in the correct place, stay where you are. If you're not, move to the correct position. Here you go. Well, gentlemen, congratulations to each and every one of you. And Mr. Wheeler, thank you very much for making it possible for us on I've Got a Secret to take part in this wonderful 55th reunion. Continued good luck to all of you. Thank you. That's cute. They're all in great shape, too. We'll be back with you again in just a moment, but first, watch this.
I'll tell you this, if you can shampoo your hair, you can color it with Tony's new Casual. It's that easy. Apply and work through like shampoo. Let it set and rinse. So easy. Then gray's all gone. Just fresh, natural-looking color. A soft, silky feel. And everything you need comes in the package. No extras to buy. That's why I recommend new Casual Permanent Hair Color by Tony.
Bess just asked, do they play now? Yes, but not basketball.
Right.
All right. Now, may we have our next contestant, please? Nice to have you with us, sir. Would you tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is Harry Levitsky. I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts.
And what do you do for a job, Mr. Levitsky?
I'm a pharmacist and owner of the Beacon Pharmacies in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Okay, now before we find out your secret, I have some instructions from a friend of yours who helped to arrange your appearance on the show tonight. He thinks it would be appropriate if you wore this hat here, which, as everyone can see, is a dunce cap. Now,
I think that he is correct in offering it to me.
Well, do you want to whisper to me the reason why he thinks you should wear this dunce cap?
I certainly will.
Aha. I won't put it on you, sir, but I think your friend has a point. Anyway, panel, the clue concerns something that Mr. Levitsky did, and we'll start the questioning with Bess Myerson.
Thank you, Steve. Mr. Levitsky, this thing that you did, it goes back to the time when you might have worn the dunce cap. Would you have been a... No?
Not necessarily.
You mean your friend wants you to wear it now for something that you did recently?
Very recently.
Did it have anything to do with a contest you participated in?
No.
Not strictly speaking. No.
Any kind of competition?
Yes, very much.
In a certain sense, competition was involved, but perhaps not the sense you mean, Bess.
Was it fun? Did you bet on something?
I bet on it.
You did? Oh!
$20 down, 60 to go. Henry?
Why do you always say thank you, Steve? What does he do for you?
No, I'll tell you why, because...
Mr. Levitsky, does this have anything to do with...
Henry, why don't you ever say thank you, Steve? You just sit there and you don't say thanks.
I don't appreciate whatever you do.
Well, you wouldn't,
does this have anything to do with a recent fight?
Very much.
Did you promise to do something very foolish if you lost?
No, not necessarily.
Does it have to do... Did you just bet on it?
Now, actually, the matter of betting is irrelevant.
Is that so?
Yes, Henry.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome, Henry. 40 thank yous down and 40 to go. And we go to the lieutenant.
Were you at the fight, Mr. Levitsky?
I was.
Were you the referee?
No, I wasn't. He was a judge.
Jersey Joe Levitsky.
Right.
Maybe they had two referees or something. Mr. Levitsky, did you have anything to do, though, with the ring itself and the fight itself?
Very little, I'd say.
No, you were just a spectator at the fight?
Exactly.
Hey, you sang the same note the buzzer had. How do you like that? You got natural pitch. Bill Cullen.
The reason your friend suggests, Mr. Levitsky, you should wear the dunce cap is you paid to get in to see the fight.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. Mr. Levitsky, would you tell Bill exactly what it cost you?
I drove 200 miles and paid $100 for a ringside seat to see that fight.
That is an awful lot of money to pay for a fight that only lasted a minute or so. How did you feel you got your money's worth, though?
I certainly did, Steve, because even though my friends kidded me about all the money I spent, I had 2 glorious days at Poland Springs where I played golf and had a lot of excellent food and hospitality.
Oh, I see.
And some of the people who kidded me never even saw the fight because they never got to their seats. It was over.
I'll be darned. Now, there's been a lot of controversy about that famous punch, like, was there one, things like that. Did you see the punch?
I saw the punch, and I didn't think it was lethal enough to cause a fight to end in 1 minute. That was my own impression.
I see. Well, one last question. If you had it to do all over again, would you do it all over again?
I certainly would, because I love boxing and all that goes with it, and I certainly would do it again.
You better take this home with you, guys. Anyway, thank you very much, Mr. Livingston, for being here. Thank you. We'd also like to thank Mr. Saul Feldman, the owner of the Poland Springs Hotel up in Maine, for telling us about Mr. Levitsky. Any of you want to be talent scouts for the show, feel free to get in touch with us. Well, sir, we'll meet our special guest for tonight, a very lovely young lady, in just a moment. But first, here's a message from Bess for you ladies who want to hold your pretty hairdos.
Is your hairdo pretty in the morning, limp at lunchtime, and a flop by 5? Then it's time for a Tony. Whether your hairdo is curly or smooth, there's a Tony Permanent to give it body that lasts all day, day after day. For the new straight-looking hairstyle, here's the new Uncurly Permanent Smooth and Sleek Tony with its own special waving lotion and these big jumbo body curlers to give your hair shape and curve, but no curl. If you prefer curls, especially these soft and casual new tossed curls, you need Hidden Body Tony with its own waving lotion for the new, softer curl look. 2 different waving lotions, 2 completely different permanents. That's why Tony and only Tony helps you keep the look you want all day, day after day. Smooth or curly, have a Tony.
And now it's time to meet our special guest for the evening. She's a very sweet young lady who is currently the toast of New York because of her performance in the Broadway musical Flora the Red Menace. Here is Miss Liza Minnelli. Liza is, of course, still a little girl in a sense, but the reason she's dressed very little girlish at the moment is that this is your first act costume, is it?
Yes.
And as soon as we're through here, she has to run right over to the theater, and she wouldn't have time to change so that, you know, she can start the show. Now, I peeked around here a little earlier, and I see you've been doing some shopping, huh?
Yes, I have, and I brought along some goodies for the panel.
I see. Well, on behalf of the panel, I thank you.
Well, there's a test that goes along with these gifts.
Oh, good. The panel loves tests. Remember how much fun you had with Sam Levinson last week? What kind of a test is this one?
Well, if you'll ask the panel to put on their blindfolds, I'll explain it to you.
All right, panel, you heard the young lady. Cover your little eyes. And,
This is something I have.
all right.
It's for you.
Oh,
Do you like it?
well, I love it, but I think it defies description.
Well, that's it. That's the test. See, I want you to describe to the panel this object without telling them what the name of it is or what it's used for, and
I
see
see.
if they can guess what it is. It's a familiar object. You know, everybody's seen it.
I simply describe its physical properties,
Yes.
and they see if they can tell what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll take a crack at it. Panel, here goes. This object that I'm holding is, I'd say, about 14 inches tall. It has 4 sides and a bottom. Around the top rim of it, the surface, the edge is serrated. It has sort of indentations or folds on the 2 narrower sides. Anybody over there have... Henry Morgan has his hand up. Yes, Henry?
It's a potato grater.
A potato grater? No, it isn't a potato grater, Henry.
Well, I don't believe your definition either.
My definition actually is correct. Yes, Betsy? You had a thought?
No, I said 14 inches tall, a potato grater?
For Idaho potatoes.
Can we ask questions about it?
Sure, why not?
Is it used in the kitchen?
It can be, although it's not a kitchen tool. Yes, Bess?
Could you tell us anything about what it's made of?
No, I can't, because if I do that, it'll tell you what it is. It's a sand color. So that's how I would
Sand
describe
color?
it.
Is it soft?
Sand color?
Sand color, yes.
Is it soft to the touch?
It is soft, yes.
It's
paper.
It's
It's paper, yes.
It's a paper.
Oh.
It's a paper what?
Paperweight.
Paper
Basket.
bag.
Paper bag, that's right. Now, we're going to give the same assignment here to the panel. So, let's see. Betsy, you come over center, and the rest of you keep your eyes hidden. And Liza has something for each of you. Don't peek around here first. We'll bring the object up for you. You want to get this here? That's it. Okay, Betsy, here it is. Here's your object.
Okay. Now, Betsy, pretend like you've never seen this before in your life, and you don't know what it is or what it's used for.
Yes.
And just describe its physical characteristics.
All right. It's about 6 inches long and about 1.5 inches wide, depending on how you look at it, because it's kind of skinny, too. It's thin. And it has 2 little pieces that are sticking up that make like holes in it. Yes. Well, the pieces are sticking up from it, and there is a hole because the pieces have been punched out.
Oh.
And it has a sharp point.
A what? Sharp point?
A sharp point. And it also has some oxidation on it. It's oxidized.
What's that?
Okay, that's all the description time we have. Bess says scissors? No.
No.
2 pieces punched up.
Yeah.
If you have a thought, put your hand up.
2 rusty nails joined together.
You're not too far wrong, Bill, but you are wrong. Henry?
I have no...
Very difficult.
Yes, it is hard.
We don't know what the...
Okay, I'll tell you what that was. It was an ordinary beer can
Beer
opener.
can opener. Yes.
See? That's how it sounds when you drop it.
What are the 2 holes?
And now, Betsy, would you cover up your eyes again? And Bill Cullen, you come over here and join us if you would. And Liza will take out another object for you to play the game with here.
Wait a minute. I need help, Liza.
What is it?
Okay, you ready?
Oh,
Everybody's
yes.
eyes covered. Here's Bill's object.
This is about a foot long, or tall, as Henry would say, and it has across the top, at right angles, something that you would use to grasp it, and there is another part of it that is grasped with a hand that's not busy grasping the first part, and then a series of gears and ratchets and pawls that obviously cause action in the lower portion. And this action in the lower portion can transform things...
No reference to the use. Betsy has a thought.
An egg beater.
Exactly right. Yes, Bess?
I was going to ask if it breathed because it sounded like a young girl doing the frug. All these things moving on the
Bess,
bottom.
you join us now, and Bill, you cover your eyes again. Bess, you come over here if you would. Liza has an object for you. There's a little something.
All right.
Let the folks at home see what it is.
Particular one that I have is about 16 inches long. It's about 1 inch wide. And there are 2 parts to it. The 2 outer parts of the same quality, and the center part is different. Now, the center part is made of a hard material, and there's a little lever attached to the top of the center part, which I can move all the way. Which is movable. It's very difficult. I can't use things like what it's made of or... No?
You can tell what it's made of, if that's what you mean.
Can I?
You
Cloth?
Yes.
Yes? Well, it's cloth and steel, a combination of both.
Anybody have an idea over there? Henry's lips are moving.
Yeah.
Well, that's a twitch.
It's a lip twitcher. No, you're wrong, Henry.
Would it be a purse?
No, it's only 1 inch wide.
Oh.
14 inches
for folding
long.
money.
Has no depth at all. It's
14 inch long
and a
cloth?
center part that's made of steel, a very thin line running the full length of the object.
It's a zipper. It's a zipper.
Right.
You have one for Henry, Liza? Okay, Henry, Liza has an object for you. Everybody else cover your eyes.
I'm going to fix them now because those descriptions, man, are murder.
Well, we're supposed to make them.
This is a great thing to play at home.
Nice and quiet now. All right.
Yes.
Nothing about the youth.
I apologize to you for what I just said. Your descriptions were marvelous.
Okay.
This is it's a ho-ho. This is an item that is in essentially in two parts, and in ordinary usage, you hold a part in either hand. What's the matter with that?
You can't say that kind of stuff. You just
I take that back.
Okay. Like that from the record. Another outburst, I'll clear the courtroom.
All right. The major part is, we'll say, 10 inches high, and it's essentially a cylinder, a narrow cylinder in a circular base. That's what it rests on. The other end of the cylinder has a circular object attached to it.
Henry.
What? What? Call me sometime. And now, sticking out from the, remember the original cylinder, the tall, thin one, about 8 inches? Yes. Now, sticking out from that at right angles is something shaped roughly like, a horse collar on the end of a little, forget that. Wipe that out.
Henry, that's about all the description we have.
No, there's more.
Now, but there's no more time. Okay, panel, you just have a few seconds to guess. What do you think? Anybody over there? Betsy?
An umbrella?
An umbrella? Warm. Henry? Bill? I gotta get some sleep. Take off those masks.
Pencil shirt.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Long,
you probably are not
two-part
going to get it.
phone.
It's a telephone. Yeah. We'll be back in a moment. We pause now for this important message.
Come on, out.
Can I help you, Lynn? Yes, just a second, Mom. Would you check the ham for me, please, Diane? Okay, Lynn.
These are people who like to eat.
Good. Watching the game out there with Daddy?
Well, I've gotten so hungry. I'm just starved.
Find it in the bottom shelf there. Listen, I remember to put the sweet potatoes.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Top up there.
These are people who like to eat.
These are great, honey. What's for dessert?
Oh, dessert.
Dessert with all this food? Sure, it's Jell-O. I made a mold.
People who like to eat Jell-O gelatin. They know they can eat anything they want and all that they want and still enjoy dessert. There's always room for Jell-O, the light dessert, the one that tastes like fresh fruit. If you like to eat, and who doesn't, you'll like Jell-O. There's always room for Jell-O.
Let's eat.
Another favorite Jell-O brand dessert from General Foods.
Well, Liza Minnelli has to run literally right now over to her theater to the show floor of the Red Menace. Liza, we'll see you soon, dear.
Thank
Best
you
of luck.
very
Continue
much.
good luck. Thank you, dear. And that's about all the time we have all the way around, so we'll see all you folks next week. You want to keep describing this all night long, Henry? Describe that 500 times. Good night, everybody. Next week, Fritz Weaver will make...
You wouldn't buy a dress too small, a sandwich too big, or a mop too short. But what about your pen? Size counts there, too. That's why Papermate designed the 3 pens in the Papermate Profile Trio. The slim, light, responsive. The husky, real heft and weight. And the regular, average size and weight. 3 pens, 3 sizes. The Papermate Profile Trio. Pick the one that's right for you. I've Got a Secret has been brought to you tonight by the Tony family of permanents, including Silver Curl, the home permanent especially made for gray hair. This is John Cannon speaking.